Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. When I was a little boy, let's say 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, I was, playing with other people, other kids, and also we used to, after we played the whole day, soccer or other things, we used to sit down on a bench in front of the apartment building, and us, the kids, used to talk about, do you think Hitler wanted to take over the world? Do you think Hitler is alive? Do you think that there's gonna be a world government one time on this planet? Do you think these guys want to do this? I heard that the next music will be just talking, not even singing. Things like this. We were what, as I said, 9, 10, 11, 12, a little bit older. So as I said, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And I was involved with people, children from the high school and so on. Older people, and we're discussing, listening and all that. Well, guess what? We are in 2023. These things happened in the 1980s, what I was talking about. So yes, I'm old. And my skin is cold. Not yet. But anyway, so what happens now? I'm going to show you 2 articles that you tell me in what direction do you think this world goes. Not goes, is pushed, channeled towards. I'm going to start with this article first, which is from Reuters. G7 members should not compete against each other on renewables. So again, G7 members should not compete against each other on renewables. Even if you ignore the last one here, on renewables, should not compete. What does it tell you? This is like a mafia cartel. And who's talking? Von der Leyen. Who's the von der Leyen? She's the European Commission, whatever, president, unelected by the European citizens, let's put it this way. No. Not elected. Elected by a different kind of a body. You know what I mean? So, this shows here, at least to me, that we are going in that direction. One world government. These guys are trying to, and not much diversity here, if you know what I mean. This guy, yes, and this guy here, but, and this guy here, he's over there. I don't know why he's over there, but he has to anyway. So, that's the first article. And I'm going to give you the other article. Yellen told bank CEOs more mergers may be necessary. Right? CEOs, bank, or I'm going to use the Sputnik. Yellen says more bank mergers probably necessary. What does that mean? Is that like a monopoly? Like 3 banks are going to be instead of 50 banks? Now put this together with this. Should not compete. And you're not going to own anything and you will be happy. Remember that little guy from Davos? So I don't know if these things are really, how should I put it? They're very plain, straight, right there. They don't hide anymore. People talked about the Bilderberg group, and they talked about the Masons, all that. Those are little boys. Now you can talk about Davos. Davos is much bigger than all those. And Davos not as the place where they meet. The whole guys over there, the participants, they're not like spoken, hey, we're going to do this to the world. Hey, we're going to shaft them all. No. Because it's in the interest that they know. Let's say we are a gang and we want to rob a bank. We all know why we go over there. We go around it. We don't have to even discuss it. We know we're going to go there for the money. So we have the same interest, but we don't, you know what I mean? So let's say you're a gang in a city. Let's say Chicago, 1930s, 1920s. Let's say the 30s. The prohibition and all that. You know who's your enemy without even talking with the other gangs. It's the cops, then the politicians. That's what it is. So what are you going to do? You don't have to talk to these guys. You're going to take care of them. Because it's your own interest. And after you take care of them, then you take care of one another. You know what I mean? Al Capone is going to go to Giuliani, Giuliani to Taparani, and Capalani to Topilani. That's what's going to happen the same year. Now, they're putting, how to put it, they're concentrating the forces to one thing, and then they're going to probably disperse, because that's what they do. Remember, even the movies, even the books, just to be lightheaded here a little bit, no, even those shows, and that's based on reality. When the thieves get the banks, when the thieves get the money, what they do next? They start arguing, and what happens next? And then there's only one. And then if someone escapes, that's going to try to do something bad to this guy, and so on. So it's going to be, like this first, and then it's going to disperse. And like this, look in history. Look at history. Look at the Roman Empire. Remember when they had what? Three generals that were ruling Roman Empire, and then they had four emperors at one point when it was really decaying. Remember? They had four emperors. I'm talking about the Western Roman Empire, the one with Rome, not the Constantinople, not the Byzantium, the Eastern Roman. Was it separated? No, about these guys. So it was in decay. But it was a consolidation, and then broke. Why? Because it was too decadent. So I think that's where we're heading right now. We should not compete on renewable. Well, it's always the first thing. It's like, we're not going to follow the law only on this issue. Do you think it remains like that? Once you agree to break the law on one issue, it's going to be a second one and a third one. Well, ask the people who, let's say, who cheated in a relationship. Do you think they stop at one? They usually go on and on and on. Oh, I did only one time. Okay, was it by chance? The same here. These guys, you think, are going to break the law and have this understanding of non-competition among us just for this renewable, which is considered a honorable cause. You know what I mean? No, they're going to go into this. They're going to go into that. They're going to expand. We're not going to compete on one another. Like Republicans and Democrats, they compete in front of us. But when it's about certain things, unanimity, right there. It's not necessarily in our interest. No, that's why these guys here are just a mockery of what's going on. Democracy. Okay, well, whatever. If you want to believe it, you want to believe it. That's fine. The problem is we have here two parties. It's like two, as I always say, two identical twins with the same parents. One twin has a mustache or a goatee or something, and the other one doesn't. That's the only difference. And they have the same parents who take care of them. Puck, 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 puck. Who's in charge? The guy who gives money. Puck, puck, puck. The parents, right? And these guys are just doing their own thing. They're the same. So you can see you can look at the policies that are voted. When the Republicans are in charge, nothing really happens. They don't roll back what the other guys did. When the other guys come in power, everything goes down this way. This guy goes down. I can go up. Doesn't matter. It goes in one direction. Okay, goes left to right. These guys, instead of stopping it and bring it back, no. When they get in power, they stop it a little bit and they bring it 1 inch. Right here. When these guys go back, they go here a meter, and then again 1 centimeter. Right here. Look around it. Look at our rights, liberties. Take, for instance, the guns. From what we had, let's say in 1800s, to what we have right now. And you tell me if we have, more liberty than we had then. Look at the freedom of speech. The same thing. So everything is, you say, there's not only the Democrats' fault. That's exactly my point. These guys get us there. Well, it should be a regulation like that. Over there is a kind of a socialism. Over here it's a very wild capitalism, like a jungle capitalism. If I don't make a payment on my house, who's going to bail me out? Jail, maybe. I go to jail and bye-bye. They take my house or take my property or whatever I got. If the banks, no, they're bought by other banks. They're bailed out with other tax money, taxpayers' money and all that. Anyway, so those are two examples. Clear examples, and that's at the global level. This is not about the dog catcher talks with whatever, the princess of the night. No. Now that it's at the global level. Those are the G7. Oh, we should not compete. How about that? Yeah, I think so. How should the Chinese or the Russians or other economies, let's say Indians, look at this? Say, oh yeah, we're okay with that. You don't compete. It's fine. Only we compete among one another. And on top of this, without competition, you don't have progress. You don't have the initiative. That's why the communists are and the socialists are not good, they say, well, it's a good system. Yeah, it's a good system. It doesn't bring incentive. Why? Because if I invent something, I don't invent it just because I have the urge of doing that. Why do I have? Necessity is the mother of inventions. Well, if I have food, if I have everything already covered by the government and I work, why should I do? I just go fishing. Anyway, my friends, let other work. And who's working? You have one working and 10 staying over there pretending to work. Why? Because they all have to be employed, but then who's working? It's just a program, it's just an organized, robbery. You have a group of people who work like crazy, the same here, and they get little, and the guys who didn't work, a little bit less than those, but 90% the same thing. Right now, if you look at the society here in the States of America, if you stay home, you earn so much money, almost you better stay home than go and work. So what's that incentive? Oh, that's capitalism. No, that's not. That's not capitalism. Capitalism would be responsibility. Personal responsibility, consequences, okay? Actions, behavior, consequences, all right? If there's no consequences, okay, I made some mistake, I made this, someone should forgive my loan. Who's that who's going to forgive my loan? Someone who was responsible? Is that just? No, it's not. Anyway, as I said, things that we as kids spoke in 1980s in the communist Romania, right now, these guys got to that point. Very close. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.